This is why you end and sell similar. This super nice buck knife.
$83 average sales price.
Everything you guys are talking about is a facade. What's up guys, it's Monday, so that means a ton of eBay items have sold. So we're finally starting to see the benefits of consistency on eBay, like selling similar, daily listings, sending offers, responding to messages quickly. All that helps the items sell faster, and we're finally seeing that come to pass. We had 17 items sell over the weekend, and I think there was like $1,500 worth of sales, and I'm gonna show you everything that sold. Like I said, it was a good weekend. We're finally starting to see the results of daily listing and sending offers and all that good stuff. To start off, some of my favorite items are up here. They're not the most expensive, but these are items that have been sitting a while, so we love to get these sold. These two Master System games sold for about 20 bucks a piece. This game, I think, sold for 35 or 40, I can't exactly remember. This little dinky toy, I've been sitting here for a while. This is why you end and sell similar, because this came up and I definitely had it priced too high, so I lowered the price and it sold, but it still sold for $59, so love that sale. This just kind of broken missing joystick Xbox controller sold for $25. This little matchbox or slot car sold for $15. We just listed a ton of strategy guides, so all these are now listed, and that is our first one that sold. We sent an offer on this and took one for $60. Yeah, these Simpson Lionel trains, we had about 4 or 5 of these, and this is finally the last one. I think I took an offer of 30 on that one. Unfortunately, this Game Boy game can't fix it because this thing, you can't get it open, so we can't get a new save battery. I think this sold for 30. I can't exactly remember. This card sold for 25, I believe. And then these Ron Hobby Shop knives and hatchets. These things are just crazy money, and I love listing them. They're easy listings and they sell fast. Let's see if I can remember what they sold for. I believe this hatchet, this K-bar, look out for those. K-bar hatchet sold for $100. This super nice buck knife sold for $180. This, I can't remember what brand this is. I think it's Buck. This Buck silver knife sold for $105. This case knife sold for, I think, $115. And then I believe this is a Remington knife. So watch out for all these brands. That was K-bar, Buck, Case, and Remington. This sold for $65. And then two of the best sales, shout out to these Heartland figures, more Hobby Shop Ron stuff. This horse and rider set sold for $110, and then this set of 2 riders and 2 horses and I think a dog in there sold for $140. So overall, definitely we're happy with that weekend of sales. And I hate to hit a dead horse, beat a dead horse, whatever that saying is, but everything that we tell you to do on eBay, we tell you for a reason, because we do it because it works. We don't just say it for give you random advice that doesn't work. No, we want you to succeed, but it's also because we succeed doing it. Chase has 20 years of experience on eBay learning how to best sell things, and the things we tell you to do work. That's just how it is. So just do them and you're gonna see your store grow. So I wanna show you guys one item that I think is very important. It's these cards right here. Just sold. They're cheap cards. They sold for $10, but I literally just ended and sold similar on these, so it works. I think I took a couple dollars off, sold similar. Again, that's selling similar. It means it's a new item ID. eBay treats it as a new item, and they sold instantly. So if you have a stale store, selling similar really helps sell a lot of your older listings.
What's up, Future Chase here. So I'm hanging out with a friend of mine for over a decade, David, and we talked about this yesterday on the main channel, but this thing is legit, and I want to make sure that you guys here know about it. This is Gift Tag. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is and why they should join the Kickstarter linked below?
So it's just gift giving made easy. You can take one of these stickers and put it on a person, a card, anything. You can actually buy greeting cards or cards with your business logo on them with QR codes already printed inside. Yeah. All you do is you scan them, you can record a video, put in an amount if you want to give a certain dollar amount, and hit confirm. And when the person that you're giving it to scans it, they can watch your video and choose from one of our many gift card options, from Starbucks and H&M all the way to Nintendo.
So that's what I love. Like, it's a unique QR code. that you just scan it, record your video, they get it, they scan it, they see your video, and then also your gift. It can be anything. So it's not like you're getting a Taco Bell gift card for a person that loves Panera.
Yes, yes, it was people's interest.
Which is my wife versus me right there.
Much. I always hate going to an open house and being like, we forgot to get cash. Who even knows what to do with cash anymore? Or you just don't even know what they want, because it just changes so fast. One day they want this, next thing they want that. So it's like, let them choose what they want to get a gift card for.
Yeah, and most of you guys on this channel are small business owners, or at least you have a side hustle. You've bought collections, you've bought stuff from people, and you've wanted to make a connection, or you want to get to the next level of sourcing. This is better than a business card. I can't get over how well this would work. Slap this in a thank you card, send it to whoever you just bought something from. It could be at a garage sale, it could be anywhere. Just a little thank you of something that stood out, maybe a little extra money if they just did a really good job. I'm gonna use it for that constantly, because that's how you get to like level 5 of sourcing, which is just buying massive buyouts from people that you've made an impression on, you've stood out. How are you gonna stand out? Gift tag. It just makes sense. And it could be if you have employees, if you have people that you just wanna give thanks to, and obviously the everyday use of like the forgetful gift giver. There's so many ways you can use this thing. I'm super excited and passionate about it. I'm already a Kickstarter on it now. I've invested in it and I believe in it. And if you do it, you get cards and stickers, right? Like
cards, stickers. If you want custom business cards to look even more professional, we'll put your logo on stationery. Includes envelopes, or you can just buy sheets of stickers, put them on anything. But we have based this off of marketing books. There's a book called Giftology talking about giving personal gifts.
It's good.
Dale Carnegie from How to Win Friends and Influence People says nothing sweeter to a person than hearing their name said to them. And you can write someone's name, but when you address that in a video and they don't expect it to be personal, it just makes a lasting impression.
What is this?
Exactly.
You're gonna stand out. Like, it's a no-brainer in every regard. So again, let's show the love and support. It's not gonna happen unless we make it happen. We're gonna do it. Check the link down below. Pause this video, go do that right now, please. I would love it. And let's show David what we can do.
So Chase, we've been getting some questions about constantly or consistently listing on eBay and why that matters. And some viewers are asking, if I have thousands of listings, why shouldn't I continue to make sales? And what do you have to say about those questions?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very valid thought. I assume the one you're talking about, I saw this one, is the 6,000 listings store. It can be discouraging if you have 6,000 listings and you thought they were pretty good, and then sales just slow down significantly and you don't make sales, or as much sales as a store with like 1,000 listings that's listing consistently. It's just kind of the reality of the way eBay works. And honestly, it's not just eBay, it's all platforms. All platforms want to see consistent daily activity. They like that. That means that they're going to be making more money. That means they know you're putting care and effort into your listings, into your store. People that do that are going to have more success. People that don't won't. That's the reality. It's the free market as far as e-commerce goes with eBay. That being said, if you have 6,000 listings, you do still have a significant advantage compared to smaller stores. And to get back into the daily activity, even if you want to take one day and schedule them out for a month, you can end and sell similar all of your oldest listings. I mean, 6,000 listings, you got to do 60 a day for 100 days.
Right.
That's
looks like it was just over 1,000, but even still, that's a lot of listings.
okay. Even if it's over 1,000, yeah. If you have 1,000 listings, 10 a day for 100 days, whatever it is, you're gonna get a lot of new activity if you end and sell similar, new item numbers. It's gonna boost you in the algorithm that way. So that's why that's an important part of the equation for us. That's one of the 3 main things that we do every day, and it does help quite a lot. We've been selling old listings like crazy because LPAL's been ending and selling similar. So totally get the frustration. It can be difficult, especially if things are going on in life, all of that stuff. We preach building draft banks. That's one of the most important things because, life happens, stuff happens. So if you can have at least like a week or 2 of listings ahead, that'd be fantastic, because then you can just put them live when life happens and you're good to go. But yeah, that's a lot of thoughts. Hopefully that makes sense. We're gonna introduce a new segment, viewer questions. So we get a lot of comments that are questions on videos, and now we wanna be a bit more intentional about answering them. And Alpal has 3 of those questions for me from the last video, like this one.
So the first one is from Lena L. or Lina L.
Okay.
It says, I keep seeing my eBay listings disappearing. Anyone knows how to prevent this from happening or how long the items are listed before eBay removes them? I've hired a virtual assistant and I will need to pay more attention now since I'll be paying for every listing they do.
Okay, so eBay listings don't disappear if you do them as fixed price listings. They just have one time frame. They renew after every 30 days now. It's a nice feature. They used to just end and be ended. You'd have to actually go in and relist them. Things that could be happening, maybe you have a draft bank and you're waiting too long to finalize the listing. I think it's 45 days that you can have items in the draft bank, so make sure to list your oldest items from your draft bank if you're building that. And then canceled items, like if the buyer doesn't pay after X amount of days, then those will go to canceled, and you do have to go into like orders, canceled, and then actively relist those or sell similar to those. From there, that's one area that I forget to do. So I think Alpal's building that into his Mondays to make sure that we're up to date on those. So that's the only things I could think of there, but definitely smart to remember to relist your canceled orders that don't get payment.
So Chase, we have a very interesting comment. Yeah, we get this version of a comment quite a bit, and I think it's a good topic to go into. So it says, everything you guys are talking about is a facade. eBay does not work that way. The 5 listings to list on a daily basis is also from a Mercari commercial that ran on YouTube over the pandemic. It's nonsense. However, it's good to see that you guys are doing what you can to keep your store up to date and accurate with the tools that you have to use, because this is a platform that you're doing videos on. That's what will move your profit margin, not so much the other crap that you hear on a daily basis from just about everyone on here. Over the last 3 months, I've driven my average ticket sales up to almost $25 because I promote quality, not quantity.
Okay. There's a lot to address there, but first thing, everything we say is not a facade. Sorry that you feel that way, but we've literally been to eBay headquarters and vetted the things that we say and do.
Multiple departments.
With multiple employees from multiple departments that run eBay. It's not a facade. The other thing I think that is overlooked here is the results work for everybody that does it. So if you do everything, it makes a difference. We've gone multiple times from not doing the things to doing the things and having so many more impressions and so many more sales. Already we've only been doing it for a week and our sales are like up 50%, 75%, maybe even 100% from last week. It definitely absolutely works, and this has been even times when we list 50 one day, 0 the next 5 versus 10 a day over that same period. It just works.
Do you want to address the five listings thing real quick? Because you do see an increase if you go from 0 to 1, obviously.
Yes, so Mercari is irrelevant to eBay. I'm not sure what commercial that's talking about. A minimum of 5 listings per day is what we recommend to see the most algorithmic difference. If you go from, like Skylar said, 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0 to 3, you're going to absolutely see more sales, right? Because you're doing something versus nothing. But for the algorithm to really shift, if you're already listing, if you already have a store and you list randomly, doing a minimum of 5 per day is where we've seen in our sample size, in our community, that's when it really starts to make a big difference. We do 10 a day and we certainly see a big difference with that. And then was there stuff about getting sales because of YouTube? Is that what I appreciate everybody that buys from us on our eBay store that's a viewer, but it's probably 1 in 20 sales. So that might have been probably generous.
1 in 50.
Yeah, so it doesn't happen very often. Thank you to the viewers that do, and if you're watching this, we want to make you deals if you're a viewer, so please message us and we'll send you 15, 20% off, whatever it is, depending on the item. But yeah, that's a very, very, very small percentage of our eBay sales. It does help us on Whatnot for sure. Bring over viewers and people that collect games. But Amazon, another platform we saw on, I would say we probably get 1 out of 100, 1 out of 300 sales are a viewer. I think that's about it. If you do the things, they work. They work for us. They work for everybody that does them. I think our average sales price is $87. So we're also doing it with quality and quantity. It takes a lot of time. Again, I've been doing this, like Alpal said, over 20 years. And we've gone from level 1 in sourcing up to level 5. You can check out that video after this one if you haven't seen the video on sourcing.
I think there's another thing to add real quick. Another reason why we recommend 5 listings, because our goal ultimately is to help you guys change your business. If you're just doing this as a hobby, that's fine, but for people that want to start going into part-time reselling or full-time reselling, you're not going to be able to do it unless if your average sales price is, over $100 at 5 items a day. But doing 3 or 4, ultimately that's not going to create the most successful business you could have. So that's another reason why we kind of recommend 5. How many would you say per day we see when people make the jump from maybe a hobbyist to part-time or part-time to full-time? I really think it's you can get 5 a day. Like, you're definitely a contender for the part-time. And then usually the people that go from maybe 5 to 10 or 12, again, it depends. If you're selling cards, that might look like 50 to 100 a day for you.
Yeah, low cards.
But if you're doing really high-end clothing or really high-end video games, whatever it might be, then that can be lower. But for us, 10 items a day with an average sales price of, what's our goal this year?
Our goal is 82.
82, and that's a 6-figure income.
Yep. We want to sell 10 a day at $82 a day, 300,000 in sales would be the math there. 1/3 of that, 100,000 in net profit. That's the goal for eBay for us, and we do that on a part-time because it's a small portion of our total revenue, but it's an important one for us. So 10 a day is what we're doing, and we think if you do 5 a day, it could change your life.
Thankfully, I think this month we're at like 130.
130 average sales price.
Yeah.
It's a good start. Starting strong, 2023. So if you guys have thoughts, questions about eBay, Amazon, reselling in general, please comment down below. We want to get to more of them in videos in the future. And Alpal, you have one more question for me?
Yeah, so I see you have cards over there. A few people have been asking about your grading opinions, like what do you send in, why?
Yeah, so first off, I always use a third-party submitter. I really like Nash Cards. Probably don't even know who I am, but I love their service. Send them the cards, then they send them to the company, and it's for a great price. One thing that has happened full-on in the card industry with Pokemon, I'm going to do this for the first time, but CGC is the real deal in the secondhand market for graded Pokemon cards. So even this base set Charizard, I will be sending to CGC instead of PSA. A couple reasons. One, it's a little bit cheaper. It's like $12.50 per card, which is crazy, by the way. Cheapest out there. But 2, PSA will upcharge. If this thing gets a PSA 9, they're gonna upcharge me because the market value on the card is high and they charge a percentage. Same with this Skyridge Ho-Oh. If that gets a 9, it's like a $1,600 card. If this gets a 9, $1,100 in a PSA. But this one in a CGC is about $1,000. So it's $100 different to get the card 6 months faster, give or take. You don't have to pay the upcharge, which would probably be around $100. To me, it's like CGC, no-brainer on all of these. 12 bucks a card. I like SGC for stuff like this that has autograph on it. You'll still get it back pretty quick. They'll authenticate and grade the autos and won't charge more for it. Still 20 bucks, and you'll get it back in a couple weeks. And then I like SGC for vintage. Ultimately, PSA will be the king for a while. It's 20 bucks a card if you're willing to wait 6 months. Great for modern sports cards, PSA, but I like vintage sports cards with SGC because they get about just as much respect as PSA does on vintage as far as the secondhand market go. In my opinion, that's the only thing that really matters. If you're doing it for resale, if you're collecting, do whatever you want, whatever slab you like, that's totally up to you. So you've seen it. Great sales, 16 items. It was $13.38 was the total amount of sales, which is an $83 average sales price. Our goal for the year is 82. So we're right on par right there. Key things to note, look for the Heartland figures, horses, that's a big one. Pokemon games still sell for parts as is, broken, as do Game Boys and stuff like that. And then knives, case knives and buck knives. Those were the 2 big ones from this one. And of course, games. You always got to be looking for games, but learn the low-hanging fruit in every category. And that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Bartle do.